Good morning or afternoon, everybody, depending on where you're viewing this from. Just real quick, just want to let you guys know I did have a video for us this morning, but I was having some technical issues, so I wasn't able to get that set up. So we're just going to kind of skim over that right now. Most of you already know who I am. I'm Dennis Schlack, and with me is Tara Ersbommer, and we are with D3 Technologies, the leader in Autodesk manufacturing solutions. So today we're going to talk a little bit about D3's real-time CAD support. Specifically, we're going to touch on 8 reasons why you need CAD support from D3, rather than relying on Google searches, YouTube videos, user forums, and even Autodesk free support. Side note, we will be recording this webinar in case some of you would like to take this to management for more discussion. So anyhow, my next slide was going to be the video here, but looks like now I'm having more time.
And I would say to definitely maybe check it out, right, Dennis? You could actually go on there. Was it on YouTube, right? Under tech support? It's pretty darn funny. So I definitely say it's worth to watch it.
Right.
Have it.
All right, so we were going to have this little tech support video here, but yeah, definitely look it up. If you want, just let me know and I'll shoot you over the hyperlink. But essentially, it's just the typical, technical support call. You give them a call and they ask you the typical, questions. Did you wiggle the cable? Did you turn it off? Did you turn it back on? And sometimes, they even have to put you on hold and say, well, I got to call a senior technician. So the person that you called to help you is actually having to call somebody else to get help themselves. And, sometimes, not all the time, what usually happens while you're waiting, this little light bulb goes off in your head and you figured out what you did wrong and you fixed your own problem in the end, right? But, then again, you have those bigger issues where you get the dreaded phrase, I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on this one and I'm going to have to get back to you. You've heard that before, right? Happens all the time, doesn't it, Tara?
Oh, all the time. Even in my personal life, when I have to deal with something, it's frustrating.
Yeah. We don't, we're proud in that sense. We don't want to call tech support unless we absolutely have to, right?
Correct. And I think if you want to progress to the next slide, I'm not seeing the slide on the screen there. There you go. I think it's seeing a little bit there. So, it is frustrating, to Dennis's point. I don't know about yourself, but, we're all professionals on the phone and we're trying to get our job done. So we do spend countless hours trying to go through Google, some search engine, right? Let's pick on Google, but it's my go-to. Watching YouTube all the time, trying to figure that out. Going on user forums, all these blog sites. Phoning a friend, going over the cube, trying to bug your, coworker, he or she's got a minute. It's frustrating. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing these things, and if you got time to kill, but I don't. I need to get what I need to get done. Hopefully in an 8-hour day. So it's not taking away time from my family. I'm not staying overtime. I got 2 little ones, and that's important to me. But again, going back to trying to figure out, if you're going to search on Google, it's sometimes a needle in a haystack, as I'm sure you guys know that, and trying to find the exact problem in the exact context of your current situation. I mean, it's just going to be nil to none. So you're going to spend countless hours of time trying to search for this. I mean, just think about what you spent last week doing that, or last month. I mean, for the whole year. If you reflect on it a little bit, I mean, it adds up. Don't you agree, Dennis?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, of course, if you have Autodesk, software, you actually do have Autodesk free support. Used to be, You would have basic support where you were just able to send emails, or you would have advanced support to where you actually have a phone number to where you call in. But that's all pretty much has went away. It's all just one system now. Everybody gets the same support. And, you know, one of my clients have used Autodesk Support, and this is kind of how he explained it to me. What Autodesk does is they let you, the end user, define the severity of your case. So if you think it's a critical case, then they're going to try to get you an answer within 8 business hours. Okay. If you think that your issue is you know, urgent, then they're going to take up to 16 hours to get back to you. And if it's standard, 32 business hours. So what happens quite naturally is my client, like I suspect most people would, rated all of their issues as critical so they can get into the fast queue. The more and more people in the fast queue lane, the longer it's going to take for an issue to be resolved. Make sense?
I know it does for me. I've been there again. Even if I have a Microsoft issue, I'm like, hey, my problem takes precedence over anybody's.
Right. And this brings us to one of the 8 reasons why you need D3's real-time support. You have an issue that needs resolved, not in 8 hours, not in 16 hours, and definitely not in 32. You need help now. And if you really think about it, you know, you think about it, 32 hours. If I don't have my issue or all of my issues, my team's issues, logged in and reported to Autodesk by 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, chances are I'm not going to get an answer on any of them until next week. Anyway, so going back to where I'm getting at here is, you know, with D3, all of our technical staff have real-world experience in the manufacturing industry. So they understand when engineering has a bottleneck slowing them down, everything else around them slows down. Quotes don't go out in time, which means you're going to lose sales. Fabrication takes longer, overtime kicks in, material is wasted. Sometimes you even have to rework, you know, the project because it's, you know, there's a design flaw somewhere and it needs correction, so on and so forth. But not if you have D3 support, right, Tara?
Well, right. You know, at the end of the day, when you have D3's real-time support, I mean, we got to get you back up and running fast. I mean, no matter how severe your issue is going to be. So that actually, Dennis, brings me to number 2 reason, in that you got to talk to an expert, right? D3, yep. I got to tell you, D3 has invested thousands of dollars on every one of their technicians each and every year for training directly from Autodesk. And aside from that, our tech team uses the same software that you guys do on the phone right now. I mean, it's not just that these guys are sitting here on a man help desk. They're working on projects on a daily basis, completely outside of support. So they're in the thick of it with you guys. So again, every one of our technical teams are certified experts in their own specialty fields. So if you know, again, going back to, if you have that real-time support, you and your team literally do have an extension of engineering right at your fingertips. So that to me speaks volumes. So if I go through this and just say, hey, okay, so what does that mean? So number 1, you're going to get unlimited phone calls at your disposal. You're going to have email access. You're going to have live chat. If our techs, you know, need to remote in, they're going to give you a code off the web. They're going to see into the trouble machine, and boom, they're in. They're going to fix it. You know, if it gets to be a little cumbersome talking over each other. So it's going to drive us out of those ditches we find ourselves in time and time again. You know, and then you know what I mean, Dennis? I just, you know, I can't emphasize that enough. I mean, it goes also into, right, sorry, I'm talking a little bit over, there's a little feedback on my end here. So then it gets into why number 3 of number 8, right? And that goes along with what I was just talking about, the expertise and that experience. We subsequently created byproducts such as huge knowledge bases, documents, the known issues and how to resolve them, how-tos, videos, webinars, you name it, right? We're the ones that are investing all this time to get that information out to you. So, again, moving forward, our resources are committed to go ahead and get you the latest information. And also we're the heartbeat with Autodesk. So we have that access to say, okay, hey, is there no issue with the software code, right? Maybe it's the latest release or you're implementing something and there's a known issue. Well, that's going to go to our reps, or excuse me, our techs. They're going to go ahead and they're going to digest that. They're going to review it. And then that's going to trickle down to someone like Dennis and myself. And we're going to also be notified of it as well. So that if we're hearing things or issues out in the field, on the phone, we can address those as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That brings us to reason number 4. You've heard of the saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime, right? You've heard that. Okay.
Yep.
Well, whether or not we advertise it, whenever you call D3 Support, you're basically attending an informal training class. Seriously. We've got 2 ways that we can fix your issues. We can either just fix it for you and say, there you go, it's all done, and then you go right back to work. Or we can walk you through the issue, show you what mistakes were made and how to avoid them, in the future. And it just really comes down to when you succeed, we succeed. If you're successful with the software and with the services, then, we're going to be successful as well. In fact, we've had a lot of cases where customers were taking the long road, the scenic route to get something done. And we've been able to, show them, hey, here's an easier way to do that. And it cuts their productivity, in half, So that gives them confidence as well. That gives the end user the confidence to go in there and try something new.
Yeah, I agree. And that actually that's a good segue into number 5 and 6, because to me, they go hand in hand. So I'll actually cover these all in the same slide. And that's assistance and collaboration, right? A lot of companies have just that one person, that one liaison or a small team that's responsible for resolving those issues or implementation, challenges, working on technical aspects of a project or any other task that they might be assigned, right? So if you having D3's team to lean on is extremely useful. And I can tell you, I work with my clients all the time. And when I have somebody that's, again, working through implementing a new piece of software, and they got 5 or 6 guys and gals sitting there not working because there's a problem, and then the manager's like, well, why my guys, gals not working? Why is my team not working? What the heck's going on? We're already behind on our deadline here.
Right.
So it's taxing. It's frustrating, and then again, it goes into where do I go? What do I do? How do I do it? There's usually never truly an easy button unless you talk to somebody that's in and out of it every day, every hour, every minute. So then also goes into collaboration too, right? So it's really, like Dennis was mentioning too. I mean, you're growing with us, so we're recognizing, the D3 team's recognizing and referring clients to their respective solution executive, or a territory executive like Dennis and I, to have alternate discussions, right? Maybe there's different, services and training that's going to best, be a better fit for a different, output that you're trying to do. Maybe there's a different tool that you guys should be using, right? So that leads into my next slide is relationship building. I mean, this to me is so important, because once you have purchased a D3 support contract, you're a business partner. You're a team member of D3, right? I mean, you know, Dennis, I mean, once you've invested in us and you in return, we're going to invest in you. I mean, our job now is just building relationships, right? We want to make sure that your team is growing and you're succeeding. Your success is our success. I mean, if your intellectual property, your CAD information, your workflow, your processes, all these different things are not growing, then we're doing a disservice to you. If we're just doing a one and done and boom and go, you know, here we go. Okay, see you later, Charlie. It's not gonna. There's no real value there. So our team members are constantly documenting workflows, areas of strengths and weaknesses, you know, custom, you know, tailoring, you know, work in a way that's going to be beneficial for you and your teams, again, based on your knowledge, your tendencies, and your goals, right? I mean, what is that, you know, what does that give you? At the end of the day, what does that give you?
Yep. Exactly. So, yeah, at the end of the day, what does it give you? It brings you to the eighth reason, peace of mind.
Exactly.
I mean, really, should all hell break loose, you don't need to worry about anything. You know, we're here to bail you out of most of the major issues, you know, and we can help reduce that stress and reduce that time worrying about, you know, if you run into a snag or anything, because we're here to help. I mean, just to throw some numbers at everybody, we solve 71% of our cases the same day, and we hold a 96.2% approval rating. We've won all kinds of awards, such as Autodesk Top 10 Loyalty Partner, Autodesk Training Center of the Year, Autodesk Partner of the Year three times, and also Fastest Autodesk Manufacturing Partner Growth 6 times. You know, so, you know, that's a lot to throw at. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got to toot our own horn, right, Dennis? But that's important. They got to know.
You got. But you know, we have customers that brag on us too. I mean, the one that, yeah, and I could fill this screen. I mean, I can literally just clutter up this screen with a ton of testimonials. But the one that really grabbed my attention was the one from Donovan up at Simcoe, where he lost a drawing. You know, it happens all the time. And he tried to recover it all on his own. And he spent a whole 3 hours before calling us, because he's already got D3 CAD support. But it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know, that's the last thing we want to do, is admit that we're wrong, or admit that, you know, man, I just had this training last month and now I don't remember how to bring this drawing back up or how to find it. I don't want to call those guys. I'm going to look like an idiot. Look, don't worry about that. You know, don't worry about that. He was up and running in 20 minutes when he already wasted 3 hours. So, you know, even if you do have it, use it, you know? But,
yeah,
anyhow,
it's a trust factor. I mean, no matter what, once you start to get to, you know, again, building that relationship with us, you know that that's going to be where you can go and lean on. It's a phone call away, an email away, and you're going to feel that confidence level increase, knowing that, hey, yeah, these guys know what they're going to do. They're going to help us.
Right, exactly. So anyway, that's about all that we have. You know, if I don't know if Tara wants to add. Do you want to add anything else, Tara?
No, I just really appreciate everyone's time today. I know everyone's got busy schedules, but I felt like we needed to just take a step back and, you know, evaluate exactly, you know, where do you guys see yourself at? You know, where do you guys see yourself as far as, you know, how many hours that you guys spend dealing on the web, you know, with Google and YouTube, like we said earlier? You know, how many hours a day or a week, a month can you get back? And what does that mean to you? You know? So sometimes it's just got to take a little step back and realize and, you know, think about our days. And does it make sense that we have a business partner that we can rely on, not just for making sure we have CAD updates, but we actually really know how to use that CAD data. And we got someone we can lean on.
Yeah, everybody's got a whole separate engineering firm at their fingertips with D3's CAD support. That's important to remember. If you have, any more questions or concerns or even smart aleck comments, they're welcome too. So I got our contact information up on the screen right now. Tara's looking
Oh,
a
wait,
little.
where did I fix it? I'm looking a little pale. I think I need a
Yeah,
little color, Dennis.
I think so.
I'm new to D3, not new to the industry, so I haven't had a formal picture taken yet, so I don't want to scare anybody, but no. This is all right.
Right.
This is got business collar on. I like that touch, Dennis. That was great.
You bet. All right, thank you guys for joining us, and like I said, reach out to us if you need anything, and we really do appreciate coming to our webinar today. Have a good day, guys.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Take care.